What's up, guys? It's Mr. Janvin, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server, and I have a treat for you guys today with this Banded Golurk team. I actually named it Banded Goku. That was not intentional. I literally just noticed this. So I recorded with this yesterday. If you noticed, there was no live, and the audio messed up. So yeah, didn't have the time to redo it, but it performed. It did really well yesterday, so we're gonna be using it again today. But before we hop into the greatest life of your life, I'd like to shout out my man Duels. My man Duels hit me up about a month ago, maybe a little longer than that. And I remember him specifically because he was like, I don't know what experiences you guys have had in the past, but um, he was surprised that I responded, which sometimes happens. Or I'll get people PM me and saying, "I know you won't read this," but I'm like, then why did you PM me? But anyway, my man hit 1800. I remember him saying, how can I get the book? Because I believe he was in Australia, and sometimes I think a lot of people want the physical book. So some countries it's not as easy to get it, which sucks. But that's why I provided the ebook first. Well, that's not actually not why. I just didn't expect to ever create a physical book, if I'm honest. I just wanted to get the information out there. Um, that was it. And then people kept asking for a physical, and now the physical book, almost nobody gets the ebook. And so now I'm gonna be doing an audio version. It won't be an audio book because it's not gonna be word for word. I'm gonna actually be implementing the things that I've learned since the book has been released, and then putting that into the audio. So I'm gonna call it an audio program, or the Art of Competitive Pokemon Enhanced. Um, but yeah, this looks like Wish Killer's team. I wonder if it's the same guy. I haven't seen this team. So Wish Killer's team is officially viable again, meaning all the Pokemon are back in the game that can cause his team to function. Now immediately I just noticed a massive have fun, bro. Massive Golurk weakness, if I catch that Skarmory, done. But Curse Pharaoh this thing with Secret Sword goes through. No, that's Sacred Sword. That's Sacred Sword. Secret Sword does not go through the fence. The biggest impediment is Skarm and Heatran. But if he plays it like how Wish Killer plays it, he'll sack it early. And so Thunder Punch Melmetal is gonna be important because that's gonna block Tran and those. And then beyond that point, we're gonna just hammer away. So my biggest concern is certainly going to be his feature. He leads with the Tran. This guy is a king. Always punching here. Always punching with the dynamic. Confusing my dynamic with the punches. I could see him doubling here, but even if so, like I can just poltergeist to a KO the next mon. But he gets through. I actually almost clicked toxic there, and so he's playing it just like how Wish Killer plays it, which is interesting. Trans core purpose in this one, it actually hammers a lot of his team beyond Keldeo. But if he's playing it like how Wish Killer plays, he's just gonna stay in here. He happens to be slower. What am I trying to say? He happens to be a basically what I'm trying to set up for here is my Ferrothorn. I could stay in here because he's gonna predict. Just the nature of how he played. The fact that he did that is not like too much thought process going on. Because Heatran was just never the stack there. So at this point, once I click Poltergeist, if I catch his Skarmory once, I Curse Sweep, and that would be like best case. Who wouldn't want to Curse Sweep with Pharaoh? But also, it can't guard against Electric now. Heatran being weakened, he's never Earth Powering here. Yeah. I didn't know what he was gonna do, but I knew he wouldn't Earth Power. And so for Keldeo rearing its ugly head, we're looking at him CMing probably twice. Secret Sword is a special move that hits on the physical side. Therefore, Melmetal can take a hit even if he Calm Minds. It should be able to take a Scald as well. So what I'm going to do... I have a couple routes here. I could go hard Ferrothorn and just get the big power whip off and then revenge kill. But that means that Ferrothorn isn't gonna do what I want. You know, Ferrothorn is what I want to win, and then at that point, I just hammer him away with Melmetal, no pun intended. Um, but if I miss power, what is my best bet? Volt switch. Ugh, So let's go hard Fair. I don't think Fair ever dies to Secret Sword from the range it's going to be at. He scalds hard, which is great for us. Thankfully, no burn. That's huge. That's huge. Venusaur is in, which is interesting because Venusaur, you know, obviously loses to Ferrothorn, and it's a sludge variant. And so now we're going to be able to curse. That's not going to work, buddy. So we're going to see Skarm come in here, which is fine. There's not too much that Skarm can whirlwind me into that will punish. And I don't want Ferrothorn to be lower than it's at now. Venusaur is not going to do any kind of damage to me. I should have killed it though, but I mean, if it's Swords Dance knock, like, what is it gonna do? I should have killed it there though. I didn't expect knockoff, so I didn't think I'd be losing my item, which I don't like. So I'm gonna be seeing Skarm here. He actually gives me the Vena bit, so awesome. So Thorn V. So let's readjust. Okay, well at this point, Zapdos very problematic. Keldeo still very problematic. I want to defog soon. I'll have to keep Ferrothorn in sack because I'm going to end up sacking the Ferrothorn to the Bisharp. Potentially. I mean, it doesn't necessarily... Oh, he goes to the Bisharp. Never mind then. Yeah, that's not going to do any damage. You knocked me off already. This might just straight up... No, it doesn't. But yeah, because this is that one max HP Bisharp. Yeah. So, oh, he suckered. I was gonna lead seed there too, because I expected Skarmory to come in. So I get the Keldeo in. Since Bisharp is dead, I'm not gonna play around with this. I'm just gonna go hard to the dose and VS out. I don't want to miss miss Hurricane. And so Lurk gets to position itself for power, which is amazing. Because if he goes to Skarmory, it might get to a kill. No, it took 30. Actually, it might. It took what, 30? Yeah, it gets to a kill. It forces Keldeo to stay in, and then we're staring down Blissey. Yeah, I should be fine. It forces Keldeo to come in and Scald. He could see him if he, you know, because that's the only way he can win. But it forces the Scald. And now I get to go to Melmetal. No. Because if he burns, he has a very realistic shot with Blissey. Well, nah, Toxic from Tran, no. I just don't want... So he's going to try to calm mine. I'll do about 50 with Volt Switch, you know, and then we're dealing with a little bit of luck. I don't know if there's a way to prevail here without any luck whatsoever. So it's just a matter of which one of the lucks I'm going to pick. And so I'm going to pick Melmetal here. Just because even if he gets the luck, he takes a lot of damage. Now, if it's a Heal Bell Blissey, which is never the case. What's Blissey's speed tier with no investment? I know that's no investment. I have a lot of speed into this Melmetal. Well, calc. Blissey, 55. Hold on. Yeah. 146. Damn. This stupid thing is faster than me. So be it. I'm still, I think, even after a seismic toss, because of his high HP outside of the range of Keldeo, I definitely outside of the range of Secret Sword, but I'm not sure if I'm cause Saw Boil between just how powerful this thing is. By the time I get a crit or a para, it'll be it. Melmetal's speed def is so low, but it buffers up, and Keldeo is just it's a non-boosted Keldeo. It's called so I'm gonna get a para or a crit soon. Um, I could go Zapdos and Defog, which would pretty much, but I don't see a reason to switch out yet. Um, when you're playing these kinds of games, you really want to minimize hacks as much as possible. I could have gone Zapdos on his Keldeo and Hurricane. If I miss, I could lose to the Keldeo there. So I don't think I can win this game without any hacks whatsoever. There's a crit. Let me think. If I go Zapdos here, Defog, and let's say he has Toxic. No. Please, for the love of God. This is actually how I lost my game yesterday. It wasn't 50-50. Are you fucking serious, dude? Blissey is dead. That is his only Poltergeist switching. Oh my fucking God, man. That really pissed me off, because now he gets to switch and do whatever the fuck he wants. Of course. That is so stupid, man. Who leaves Blissey in there to Thunder Wave a Melmetal? He's basically going for hacks at that point. Oh my fucking God. I'm super annoyed by that. I'm gonna stay in and KO him. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I'm using a Golurk. He Thunder Wave my Melmetal and got every hacks in the world. Melmetal, I just need you to get a little bit more mileage here. I need one more, Melly. I need one more, please. King Mel. King Mel. King Mel is not playing with these hoes, man. King Mel is not playing with these hoes, man. So now we go Zapdos to cover for this thing, and then we can Draco Meteor KO. Zapdos covers for Calm Mind and a straight up attack. Because if he gets the free sub, it gets tricky. That was the biggest one there. That was the biggest sub. King Mel, man. But if there was anybody I'd use Thunder Wave on, it would be me. Because, I don't have the best Thunder Wave luck. Guys, when I tell you yesterday, the Melmetal got paralyzed, I think. A Blissey stayed in. It was just like that. I won the game, but he literally, out of 5 turns, paralyzed me, I think, 3 or 4 times. And completely got away with his Blissey. Mind you, his Blissey did not have teleport. He had switch-ins, but he literally just stayed in to T-Wave me. At that point, just banking on hacks. So he goes for the goal switch should do about 41. Oh boy. Hydreigon, I'm gonna need you to come through here. Thank you. GG. Whew. I managed to bring it down to where it was a little bit of luck with hitting Draco, but beyond that, that's close enough. He was 2018, which is good. So that puts us 19 something. And that's why it's taking a lot longer to find the battles, I think. But yeah, shout outs to my man Duels, dude. He, got the book. And the conversation was just dope, man. He ended up saying that, I don't remember what inspired him, but like the dude is just a beast. Let me see. He said something super dope. Like he started something. Yeah. He said he admired the community and it inspired him to go ahead and make his own health fitness page for the community with people with disabilities. Like people like those are my people, man. Those are my kind of people, man. Like super dope people. So that's what it's about at the end of the day, we all got to make a living. Pokemon is not my living, but I still want compensation for the time that I spend when it's like on a one-on-one setting. As far as like academy stuff, obviously it's free. But it's super dope to see that he's gonna be helping out um, in that realm, and man, much respect for him. Like the guy. So Golurk, if I catch he has two Golurk checks. And if the Mandibuzz is a max speed, not max speed, but like a speedier variant, I have no way to check that, then it's going to be problematic. So Golurk literally has two dark types. Who runs two dark types? They do almost the same thing. But Melmetal, no counter. I click double Iron Bash and he loses a Pokemon. Zapdos' core purpose is going to be to guard against that Cinderace. I don't really have anything else for it. So it's going to be kept at the utmost at all time. Tran for Slowking Galar and everything else on his team because he guards really poorly against that as well. I guess Zapdos has a dual purpose in checking Rillaboom as well. So Rillaboom and Cinderace, all these duties. And then beyond that, if Mandibuzz elects to go down early, then we're going to be dropping Dracos since he has no dragon immunity. And we can see if we can get some mileage out of that. But the thing that I guard the poorest against is certainly like a Specs Hydreigon or his Cinderace. And so the thing that would handle that the best and prevent any kind of shenanigans is Hydreigon. So this is an awesome situation for two reasons. I get to go to my Zapdos to see if he'll stay in. I don't know the roll on Cinderace for Draco, but if he stays in, he's going to go for High Jump Kick. Or he's going to switch out as he does. And so that's clearly Assault Vest. If these are generally very comfortable staying in. If he goes to the Hippo, so be it. So he's called... Alright, cool. Yes, called. Okay. Alright, let's get the mileage started. He actually... Oh, okay. As I said, when Melmetal comes in, it's a bloodbath. Though it's just a question of what this Hydreigon does. What does Hydreigon do? I've seen a bulky variant with Roost and all that stuff, but it was with Defog and stuff like that. Okay, that's Life Orb. Let's see if he Dark Pulsed. If he were to pivot out here, I'd assume Cinderace, or he'd go for the water move. I mean, the fire move to scout. But it seems it's Defog Mandibuzz, so he's committed to that. Okay, I get some information there, and he doesn't have Flamethrower, or else he would have. Darpo's predicting that, so I'm free to Leech Seed here. He could plot. That's a huge. Having his Cinderace in here is huge. I could see him doubling again. Again, I'm trying to position myself for Melmetal to come in. The doubles make sense. I know it's gonna happen. But positioning Melmetal for success, Ferrothorn is gonna be critical. He Toxics, which is huge because he seems to be a helmet variant. Excellent. So he's definitely gonna pivot here. If he's anticipating Tran, what would his countermeasure be? Because Ferrothorn guards against his Hydreigon all day. And so what would be his countermeasure where he could get mileage and still... There's nothing he has. He'd have to go back to Hippowdon Skulls. But I knew that I'd be getting all my health back. So very little drawback. And get a free Toxic here, which is great. So Hydreigon is the mon of choice. He's shown Earth Power. He's shown Dark Pulse. I'd assume Draco is his other move. So defensively, Ferrothorn is a huge problem. It would make sense to see Cinderace come in here, and for this case, for the Vine, for the flex, I could stay in Earth Power, but it's just not the correct play. As Yasuru's, I would have lost a lot of momentum there. So Lychee's always gonna be free here. I don't think for him Rillaboom is. Actually, no. Curse is free here. Yeah, I figured Buzz would come in. So cursing here means I get a Mon off him. Like nothing comes in on the ball. Yeah. And so now you got a Flamethrower. And that gives me rocks again. It's just. So Slowking Galar is coming in here. My Zapdos is a little damaged, which I'm not fond of. But as long as I'm keeping the bands up, I'm okay. He's trying to get rid of Tran. Okay. Because he cannot play around with me cursing again. Something along the lines of Cinderace slash Slow King Galar is coming in. But I can't play around with him staying in because I wanted to double to Golurk there. And I cannot play around with him staying in. So I'm just going to make the safe, correct play. Hippowdon maybe. Yep. And so now he's getting tired of me just having rocks up all day. It's a Fizdef Hippo though. So that's why he went for Toxic on Zapdos, because he doesn't want to get 2-hit by Hurricane, but that's not something that I can bank on. Hitting 2 Hurricanes. I could kill him, or I could remove him for Melmetal, but to bank on that is not going to be in my favor. So I'm just going to go to the biggest threat on his team. He predicted me to Hurricane, which makes sense because, again, if I Hurricane twice and he committed to Stealth Rock there, he'd have been in a bind. So he's going to Rocks here. What gives me the most value, though? Let's say he does Rocks. Does that get me as much value as Leech Seed? He can't go to Slowking because of Rocks and Sandstorm and me potentially just destroying him and him forcing the Flamethrower and all these things. So Cinderace makes some sense too, which I'm gonna have to Leech Seed because I can't have Cinderace coming in for free. And so if I were my opponent, what would I commit to here? Because if you stay in and I go Tran, you die. I'd pivot to Hippowdon. Golurk is okay, but it's not super important. I'm trying to think of what Marowak's Poltergeist does a ton of damage to things. So I'm a mid-ground Golurk here, as it works out because he opts for Cinderace. So this allows for me to Stone Edge hard because Mandibuzz would be the initial. Hippowdon could be too, but certainly Mandibuzz before anything else. And if he goes for a Sucker Punch or Powerball, which are his strongest moves to hit me, I won't die. And yeah, I won't die. And so we're gonna find out here if I'm faster. If he kills me, the Mandibuzz is low, it's whatever. But if he stays in here, he has to. Is that even the best play? I could go Tran, covers for everything, and I just get the Magma Storm, assuming I connect, versus giving him Mandibuzz and he gets to escape. But then, now at this point, he's pretty susceptible to my Hydreigon, so he can't guard well against that. I'm going to stay in and see if he's slower than me. Excellent. So the biggest threat to my team is gone. Ferrothorn now curses and does whatever the hell he wants. As Rillaboom, oh yeah, that might be game. Because again, Zapdos was primarily there for Hippo. So if he has Knock, he's probably not SD. So this is the point where he would definitely. So Poltergeist has no guarding. Ferrothorn under Terrain. Yeah, he's pretty much like, okay, I'm just gonna commit to it. Power Whip. Let's just use it. Power Whip on Galar under grassy terrain's gonna hurt. Yeah, though he has the terrain and all that stuff. But here, what could you even pivot to? It doesn't matter. Hydreigon's my mind. It covers both. I didn't think he'd pivot to Hippo because it didn't really give him much. And so like now, yeah. Galarian Slowking on Tran. Hippo's getting 6 and P 6. Yeah. I no longer need Ferrothorn. If I curse, he loses. So I think he has to bank on one of the turns where I don't stay in. If he's Life Orb, he has to have Nasty Plot. I mean, whatever. Either way, at this point, what's my rocker? Heatran. I'm just thinking. I have several ways to prevail here. Just thinking, what's my so you roost, okay. Cool. So Dark Pulse / pivot to Slowking Galar. I'll Melmetal since he keeps. I've conditioned him to the point where I know he'll stand. And this getting to it, KO'd. This shit is way too strong. So positioning Melmetal was always gonna be something that I'm surprised he gave me Hippo. I figured it would have been something else, but at this point, Melmetal comes in on Slowking Galar and just washes. I'm gonna keep Ferrothorn since it beats everything else. And so now Golurk, Golurk is no longer necessary. I really don't want to play around with missing Draco if he has it as well. Well, he can't have Draco. Certainly Nasty. Actually, he might have Draco. That might be his last move while he's playing like this. Draco might be his last move. No, it is Nasty Plot, which I figured he had. But I knew if he did commit to the Nasty Plot, Melmetal comes in on Slowking. Is Melmetal better than Golurk? Full health Golurk. What's that beating? I mean, it's just the same shit. I'll give him Mel. And so at this point, 18% plus Sandstorm plus Life Orb. He definitely dies. But Hydreigon isn't playing these games. Hydreigon is not playing these games. Absolutely not. So, GG. Hydreigon is not playing these games. I'm very impressed by it. It's really been. This wasn't the original team. Oh yeah, shout outs to the team builder. Shout outs to my man Konami. He's been passing the heat as of late. What was he? 1853. Okay. So 27 minutes in. This Golurk team has just been amazing. I definitely recommend you guys using it. Very fun. It wasn't Cursed Ferrothorn initially. It was something else. And there was some other stuff here. I don't think Heatran was there. I think it was Hippo and something. But then I realized something. And then I changed the things that I realized. I did this yesterday, so I don't remember. But yeah, I'm going to keep y'all wanting more. I'm not even going to end the live there. Hit the like button down below if you want to see more. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.